As men and women move into their 60s and beyond, intimacy and foreplay often take on new meaning, becoming an essential part of maintaining emotional connection, physical pleasure, and relationship satisfaction. Yet with age, the body changes in subtle but significant ways, altering how certain types of touch are experienced and sometimes making previously enjoyable sensations uncomfortable or even painful. Which is why it's crucial to understand that not all forms of touch are equally beneficial during foreplay after 60. And in fact, there are specific areas of the body that should be approached with caution or even avoided altogether, because overstimulation or improper touch in these sensitive regions can lead to discomfort, decreased arousal, or anxiety, which undermines the entire experience and leaves both partners feeling frustrated or disconnected. And while younger adults may be able to engage freely with a wide variety of touch styles and intensities, older adults often require a gentler, more mindful approach that respects changes in skin sensitivity, circulation, hormonal levels, and nerve function. And recognizing which areas fall into this category is the first step toward more satisfying, pain-free intimacy. And this knowledge becomes even more important when considering that many seniors may already be dealing with chronic conditions such as arthritis, diabetes, neuropathy, or circulation problems, which can amplify sensitivity or numbness in certain parts of the body, making some touches intolerable, while others are pleasurable and even healing. And what's more, medications common in older adults can alter sensations or cause dryness, further complicating the experience. So education about safe and pleasurable touch is essential for fostering intimacy and confidence. And this is why many urologists, gynecologists, and sexual health experts emphasize the importance of avoiding certain zones that, while often erotic in younger years, can trigger discomfort after 60. And one such area is the inner thighs, which may become more sensitive and prone to irritation due to thinner skin and reduced collagen, meaning that rough or vigorous touch here can cause pain or redness rather than arousal. And this is compounded by decreased lubrication and changes in blood flow. So it's better to use light, teasing strokes or focus on surrounding areas that are less sensitive but still highly erogenous, like the lower abdomen or outer thighs. And another commonly problematic area is the lower back, which in many seniors is prone to stiffness, muscle tension, and arthritis-related discomfort, and deep pressure or strong massage in this region during foreplay can lead to soreness or even flare-ups of pain that distract from intimacy. So gentle caresses or warm compresses prior to touch can help alleviate tension without causing harm. And because comfort and trust are paramount in foreplay, it's essential for partners to communicate openly about what feels good and what doesn't, and to adjust their approach accordingly, fostering a shared experience of pleasure that adapts to the evolving needs of the aging body. And the genital area itself also requires particular attention, as many seniors experience changes in sensitivity, circulation, and lubrication, and rough or hurried touch can lead to irritation or pain rather than pleasure. So slow, deliberate, and responsive touch, combined with the use of appropriate lubricants, can transform the experience into one of comfort, excitement, and deep connection. And this tailored approach helps to counteract the natural effects of aging that might otherwise reduce sexual satisfaction, reinforcing that foreplay after 60 is less about intensity and more about attentiveness, gentleness, and mutual respect. And importantly, avoiding these sensitive areas during foreplay is not about limiting intimacy, but about enhancing it by focusing on what truly feels pleasurable and safe. And this shift in perspective can lead to richer, more meaningful encounters that honor the body's current state while keeping desire and connection alive. And beyond physical touch, many seniors find that incorporating emotional and verbal intimacy during foreplay, such as compliments, eye contact, and shared fantasies, can deepen arousal and make the physical experience more fulfilling, which is another reason why sensitivity to touch must be balanced with attentiveness to emotional cues. Because the mind and body are inseparable in sexual experience, and when both are cared for with kindness and patience, the result can be a revitalization of intimacy that defies age, allowing couples to explore new dimensions of pleasure that are grounded in trust and presence. And as you move forward in your own intimate relationships, keeping these considerations in mind will help create a safe and satisfying environment where both partners feel valued, desired, and comfortable, setting the stage for unforgettable moments of connection and joy. And in the next parts, we will explore specific alternative areas to focus on during foreplay, techniques to enhance comfort and pleasure, and communication strategies to navigate changing needs with grace and openness. Because the goal is to empower seniors to enjoy fulfilling, passionate, and pain-free intimacy that enriches every aspect of their lives. Building on the understanding that certain areas of the body require careful attention and sometimes avoidance during foreplay after 60, it's vital to explore how shifts in skin texture, nerve sensitivity, and blood circulation affect sexual pleasure and discomfort. Because as the skin ages, it naturally becomes thinner, less elastic, and more fragile, making it more susceptible to irritation from friction, pressure, or certain types of touch that might have felt exciting or even pleasurable in earlier years. And in addition to the physical changes in the skin, nerve endings may become less responsive or, conversely, hypersensitive due to age-related conditions such as peripheral neuropathy or diabetic neuropathy, creating an unpredictable sensory landscape where what once was stimulating may now be uncomfortable or painful, and for many seniors, this unpredictability can cause anxiety or hesitation during intimate moments, making open communication with partners more important than ever. Because mutual understanding and patience help navigate this new territory with care and respect. And one often overlooked area that requires caution during foreplay is the feet, which may seem unrelated to sexual activity, but for many seniors become tender or sore due to arthritis, bunions, or circulatory issues. So even seemingly light touches or massages in this region can cause discomfort, detracting from the overall experience rather than enhancing it, and instead focusing on less. Sensitive zones can maintain intimacy without triggering pain. And speaking of circulation, the hands and fingers can also experience reduced blood flow and dexterity issues with age, making vigorous or rough stroking feel abrasive or fatiguing. So gentle, deliberate motions that mimic caresses or feather-light tracing are far more effective in eliciting pleasurable responses while preserving comfort. And it's important to remember that the hormonal changes after 60, especially decreases in estrogen in women and testosterone in men, influence the lubrication and natural cushioning of the skin, particularly in the genital area, which means that friction that previously caused no discomfort can now lead to dryness, irritation, or even micro tears if proper lubrication is not used. And this can be a major deterrent to intimacy unless addressed with care and appropriate products, which is why many sexual health experts recommend using water-based or silicone-based lubricants to minimize friction and protect delicate tissues during foreplay, ensuring that touch remains pleasurable rather than painful. And another critical area to approach cautiously is the neck and throat, where the skin thins and blood vessels lie close to the surface, making aggressive kissing or biting potentially harmful or uncomfortable for seniors, who may experience bruising or tenderness. So gentle, soft kisses or light nibbles are far better received and build anticipation without risk. And the face itself can also be sensitive, especially around the eyes and temples, where tension, headaches, or arthritis may cause discomfort when pressure is applied. So warm, gentle strokes rather than firm touches are recommended to maintain relaxation and pleasure. And importantly, the psychological aspects of foreplay after 60 cannot be overstated, because as physical sensations change, so too does the emotional landscape of intimacy. And seniors often benefit greatly from slow, mindful approaches that build trust and anticipation gradually, allowing time for the body to respond and for partners to attune to each other's cues, which enhances pleasure and reduces the risk of accidental discomfort. And this intentionality is particularly helpful in navigating any areas of heightened sensitivity or previous pain, turning foreplay into a shared exploration rather than a performance. And it's empowering to know that avoiding certain touch zones is not about limitation, but about prioritizing comfort and maximizing pleasure, which together deepen connection and satisfaction. And many seniors discover that exploring alternative erogenous zones, such as the scalp, behind the ears, the collarbones, or the palms, can open new pathways to arousal that feels safe and enjoyable, allowing couples to rediscover intimacy in fresh, exciting ways. And the use of sensory tools like feathers, soft fabrics, or warming oils can further enhance these experiences by stimulating the senses without overwhelming sensitive areas. And as partners communicate openly about what feels good and what doesn't, foreplay becomes an ongoing dialogue of discovery and adjustment, fostering a dynamic intimacy that respects the aging body's unique needs. And it's also important to address how cultural attitudes towards sexuality in older adults can impact willingness to adapt and experiment. Because overcoming societal taboos and embracing sexuality as a natural and vibrant part of life at any age is a crucial step in reclaiming confidence and pleasure. And health professionals encourage seniors to approach foreplay with curiosity and compassion for themselves and their partners, knowing that this phase of life brings both challenges and opportunities for deeper connection. And with patience, education, and mutual respect, the potential for fulfilling, pain-free foreplay is vast, setting the stage for meaningful intimacy that honors both body and soul. And as we continue, the next segment will offer practical tips for partners on how to safely and pleasurably navigate these sensitive zones, along with communication strategies to enhance understanding and build trust, ensuring that foreplay after 60 is a joyful, comfortable, and deeply satisfying experience for all involved. Building on the awareness of sensitive areas to avoid during foreplay after 60, it's equally important to focus on what to do to maximize pleasure and intimacy while respecting the unique changes the body undergoes with age, because the journey of adapting foreplay techniques is not just about limitation, but about rediscovery and connection. And many couples find that exploring less conventional erogenous zones, such as the upper arms, the back of the knees, the inside of the wrists, and the nape of the neck, can unlock new sensations that feel safe, gentle, and deeply satisfying, especially when combined with soft, gradual touch that honors the diminished skin elasticity and nerve sensitivity common in later life. And incorporating sensory variety with tools like silk scarves, warm oils, or gentle vibrations can further enhance the experience by stimulating multiple senses without overwhelming fragile tissues, creating a multisensory environment where pleasure is accessible without discomfort. And because communication is the cornerstone of successful foreplay at any age, but becomes even more vital after 60, partners who take the time to share preferences, discomforts, and desires openly foster an atmosphere of trust and exploration, which makes it easier to navigate areas that require caution while confidently engaging in those that elicit positive responses. And for men and women experiencing changes in sexual response, this dialogue reduces anxiety and increases anticipation, turning foreplay into a collaborative adventure rather than a scripted routine, and understanding that emotional connection is deeply intertwined with physical pleasure can shift focus from performance or pressure to presence and enjoyment, helping both partners relax and tune into subtle cues that indicate comfort or discomfort, which guides touch in a natural, responsive way. And for many seniors, the slow, deliberate pace of touch that respects changing bodies actually intensifies arousal and satisfaction, as opposed to the hurried, more forceful contact that might have characterized earlier years. And this patient approach aligns perfectly with the natural rhythms of aging bodies that require longer time to become fully engaged and lubricated. In addressing dryness or sensitivity with the use of lubricants and moisturizers specifically formulated for mature skin can dramatically improve comfort and reduce irritation, turning what might have been a source of frustration into an opportunity for enhanced sensation and intimacy. And beyond physical techniques, nurturing a positive mindset about sexuality in later life is crucial because many seniors struggle with feelings of invisibility, embarrassment, or diminished desirability, which can inhibit willingness to engage fully in foreplay. But by recognizing that sexual pleasure and desire are natural and valuable at every age, and that adapting touch techniques is a sign of wisdom and care rather than decline, individuals can reclaim confidence and joy in their intimate relationships. And couples who approach these changes together often report that their bond grows stronger as they learn to listen deeply and respond sensitively, creating a foundation of mutual respect and affection that extends beyond the bedroom. And as these habits become integrated, foreplay transforms from a source of anxiety or uncertainty into a cherished ritual that celebrates the evolving beauty of mature love. And health professionals emphasize that this adaptive approach not only supports sexual function, but also contributes to overall well-being by reducing stress, improving mood, and fostering physical closeness that releases oxytocin and other feel-good hormones, which enhance emotional resilience and intimacy. And for those navigating chronic conditions, such as arthritis or neuropathy, consulting with sexual health experts can provide personalized guidance and reassurance, helping couples find techniques and positions that maximize pleasure while minimizing discomfort, ensuring that foreplay remains a positive, pain-free experience. And this openness to learning and adapting is a powerful tool in maintaining satisfying sexual lives well into later decades, underscoring that age-related changes need not mean the end of passionate connection, but rather an opportunity to deepen it through care, creativity, and compassion. And as we move toward the final part of this video, practical communication tips, suggested exercises, and soothing touch methods will be shared to help partners cultivate an intimate and enjoyable foreplay routine that honors the changing needs and desires of seniors, proving that love, pleasure, and closeness only grow richer with time. As we bring this discussion about avoiding certain areas during foreplay after 60 to a thoughtful conclusion, it's essential to recognize that intimacy in later life is a journey of adaptation, growth, and deepened connection, and the process of learning where and how to touch safely and pleasurably is one that honors the natural evolution of the body and relationship dynamics. Because by approaching foreplay with sensitivity, patience, and open communication, couples can unlock new levels of pleasure and emotional closeness that transcend the physical changes that aging brings. And this journey is not without challenges. as many seniors face societal taboos, internalized beliefs about aging and sexuality, and physical limitations that can complicate intimate expression. But the key is empowerment through knowledge and compassion, which allows individuals to reclaim agency over their sexual experiences and rewrite the narrative of desire and connection at any age and practical. Strategies like establishing safe words or signals during foreplay, scheduling intentional time for intimacy that removes the pressure of spontaneity, and exploring mindfulness techniques to stay present and attuned to the body's responses can transform foreplay from a potential source of anxiety into a joyful, explorative practice. And the role of healthcare professionals, sex therapists, and support groups can be invaluable in this process, providing guidance, reassurance, and community for those navigating new territory, reminding seniors that they are not alone in their experiences and that sexual health is a vital part of overall well-being, deserving of care and attention. And embracing this mindset helps break down the isolation that often surrounds aging and sexuality, replacing it with connection and vitality. And it's also important to celebrate the many ways intimacy can be expressed beyond traditional foreplay, including shared hobbies, deep conversations, and affectionate gestures that nurture emotional bonds and create a foundation for physical closeness, reinforcing that desire is not solely physical, but deeply emotional and relational. And this holistic understanding enriches foreplay, making it a meaningful exchange of love, trust, and respect. And by continually adapting techniques, exploring new erogenous zones, and prioritizing comfort and pleasure over expectation, couples can maintain satisfying and vibrant sexual lives well into their later years, proving that age is not a barrier to passion, but an invitation to evolve and deepen connection in beautiful, unexpected ways. And as you move forward with this knowledge, remember that every relationship is unique, and the best guide is the ongoing dialogue between partners, tuned to the rhythms of their bodies and hearts, allowing intimacy to flourish naturally, joyfully, and safely. And ultimately, the message is clear: by avoiding the sensitive and potentially painful areas during foreplay after 60, while embracing gentle, mindful touch and open communication, you create space for renewed confidence, pleasure, and connection that can transform not only your sexual experiences, but your entire quality of life, reminding us all that love and desire are timeless gifts that grow richer with care and attention. And with this understanding, you can step into your intimate moments with courage and curiosity, ready to experience the deep fulfillment and joy that come from honoring yourself and your partner, nurturing a love life that truly thrives in the golden years and beyond.